Your OCD part will step back. Now, I know that may be hard to believe if you've been living with OCD for years, but I've seen it happen countless times. And what happens in that moment, what clients actually experience when the OCD part steps back, is not what most people expect. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. Hi, I'm John Hawkins Jr., licensed psychotherapist and co-founder of Hawkins Counseling Center in Boynton Beach, Florida. Before I describe what stepping back actually looks like, let me explain what has to happen first. The OCD part developed to protect a wounded part of you, something that got split off because it was too much to carry emotionally and sometimes consciously. As long as that wounded part is still holding that pain or emotional burden, still unprocessed, still unhealed, the OCD part has no reason to stop. It's doing its job. So the real work, is getting to that wounded part, identifying what it's holding, gaining access to it, and emotionally processing what it's been carrying. When that happens, when that wound begins to heal, something shifts. The OCD part starts to let go of those behaviors. Here's what I've observed when the OCD part steps back. Clients frequently say they can actually see the part in their mind stepping back, often for the first time. Not metaphorically, they have a felt sense of it, and as I mentioned, frequently a visual image of it, of that part stepping back and creating space for the first time. And almost immediately, there's some decrease in the level of anxiety. Not the gradual fading that ERP promises after weeks of painful exposures. A real shift in the body, in the energy in the room. The nervous system recognizes that something has changed before the mind can explain it. And then sometimes something even more unexpected happens. The client feels empathy for the OCD part, for the part they've been fighting sometimes their entire life. They feel gratitude for how hard it has worked to protect them, for how long it has carried this enormous responsibility to keep things contained. That moment where somebody who has spent years hating their OCD part, suddenly having compassion for it, is one of the most profound things I witnessed in working with OCD. Let me tell you about somebody I worked with. They had OCD around harm and contamination since they were an adolescent. They'd been in treatment for OCD for over a decade. When they came to me, they described their OCD part as the enemy, something they had to defeat, something that was destroying them. We worked together to get access to and understand the wounded part the OCD part had been protecting. It took time. The OCD part was initially very cautious about giving access to this part. It had its own fears and concerns about stepping back. I expressed genuine gratitude for how hard this part had worked to protect my client. For the years it tried to keep them functioning. And slowly it began to develop trust in the client's self and myself. The day the OCD part finally stepped back, the client went very quiet. And then they said, I can see it. It's moving back. And then after a long silence, they said, I feel sorry for it. It's worked so hard for so long. This is what healing looks like. Not the elimination of the OCD part, but the understanding of it. Here's what I want you to understand about what happens next. The OCD part doesn't get eliminated, it transitions. When the wounded part heals, when what it's been holding has been identified, accessed, and emotionally processed, the OCD behavior becomes unnecessary. And the part that generated it will gladly transition to a new, more adaptive role in your current life, not the life you were surviving when the OCD part first developed. It doesn't disappear, it finds a new purpose. That distinction matters because the goal was never to destroy a part of yourself or eliminate it. The goal was always to free it. I want you to hear this very carefully. The OCD part is not your permanent condition. It's a response to something that happened to you. And responses can change when what caused them gets addressed. Yes, OCD is resolvable. The OCD part will eventually step back. Again, when it does, you may even find yourself at some point feeling grateful for it despite all the suffering it has caused you, for how hard it has worked tirelessly, for how it has tried to keep you safe. Drop a comment below if that resonated in any way. Just an I knew it. We offer a free consultation. Link is below. I'm John Hawkins Jr., and I'll see you in the next video.